Hello and welcome to Pushing Back, Ukraine Daily Brief. As the war enters its 900th day, these are the main developments from the past 24 hours. The update from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Russia has lost approximately 593,160 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of the war. The number, which has not been independently verified, includes 1,160 casualties over the past day. According to the released Ukrainian figures, Russia lost 5 tanks, 17 armored combat vehicles, 36 artillery systems, 1 air defense system, 19 drones, 59 vehicles and 5 pieces of special equipment. The Russians launched 133 combat clashes and carried out 58 airstrikes, including 82 anti-aircraft missiles on the territory of Ukraine. They also used 418 kamikaze drones and carried out 3,300 attacks on the positions of Ukrainian troops and settlements using various types of weapons. In its latest intelligence update, the UK's Ministry of Defence reports Russian troops in Ukraine are facing a severe water shortage. This is primarily due to damage to Ukrainian infrastructure caused by Russian attacks, exacerbated by hot weather. The scarcity of water has led to rationing, with pilots receiving only a quarter of the recommended daily intake. Some units have resorted to drinking untreated water from puddles, increasing the risk of waterborne diseases. This situation is negatively impacting morale and the troops' ability to fight effectively. In its latest intelligence update, the Institute for the Study of War. Russian President Vladimir Putin continues to portray himself as an effective and knowledgeable manager of the situation along the Ukrainian-Russian border and to shift responsibility for ongoing challenges in responding to the Ukrainian incursion in the area to other Russian military and government officials. The Kremlin's decision to publish footage showing Putin chastising senior Russian officials is likely a warning to other Russian officials to refrain from commenting about the Ukrainian incursion into Russia. Putin delegated overlapping tasks to the Russian Ministry of Defense, Federal Security Service and Rosgvardia in the Ukrainian-Russian border area, further highlighting how the Russian force grouping in Kursk Oblast is struggling to establish the joint command and control structures necessary to coordinate operations. Putin offered several assessments about Ukrainian operations in Kursk Oblast, including one that undermined a long-standing Kremlin information operation falsely portraying Ukraine as unwilling to engage in legitimate, good-faith negotiations and putting the onus for peace negotiations on Ukraine. Ukrainian forces appear to be advancing further within Kursk Oblast, despite recent Milblogger claims that Russian forces were stabilizing the front line in Kursk Oblast. Regional Russian officials appear to be offering notably frank assessments of the ongoing Ukrainian incursion. Senior Ukrainian officials provided updates about the ongoing Ukrainian incursion into Kursk Oblast and warned that Russian forces may stage war crimes in Kursk Oblast in order to discredit Ukraine and Western support for Ukraine. Ukrainian forces reportedly conducted a drone strike against a Russian airbase in Moscow Oblast on the night of August 11 to 12. Russian President Vladimir Putin and the Russian Ministry of Defense emphasized Russia's international defense ties at the Army 2024 International Military Technical Forum in Moscow, likely in an effort to expand international military technical cooperation and posture strong defense relations with Russia-friendly states. Russian forces recently advanced near Vovchansk, Chasiv Yar, Toretsk, and Pokrovsk. In Zelensky's nightly address he spoke about 3 key areas. Firstly, military operations and border security. He discussed Ukraine's ongoing military operations, including the successful control of about 1,000 square kilometers in Russia's Kursk region, from which strikes on Sumy have been launched. He emphasized these operations as critical for Ukraine's security and highlighted the importance of returning Ukrainian captives from Russian captivity with clear communication strategies for their families. Secondly, advocacy for long-range capabilities. He stressed the need for long-range weapons to counter Russian strikes, arguing that targeting Russian military infrastructure could significantly advance the war's end and save lives. He urged the Ministry of Defense and Ukrainian diplomats to secure the necessary permissions from international partners for these capabilities. Lastly, diplomatic and economic strategy. Meetings with U.S. senators and international experts focused on securing continued support for Ukraine's defense and planning diplomatic efforts for the coming months. He also directed the Ukrainian government to support domestic production through long-term contracts, ensuring economic stability and growth during the war. Thanks for following today's updates. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. We'll return tomorrow with the latest news on the ongoing conflict.